All right, thanks, guys. Happy Saturday morning to you. Hope you had a great Friday night. Hopefully, you're awake right now and not hungover. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. We are babysitting the nephew this morning, who's 1 year old. So if you hear any ruckus and SpongeBob in the background, just please bear with me. I am incredibly human. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. NBA. Pistons at the Cavaliers, 5 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Cleveland. The Cavaliers actually opened as the dog. Detroit's -6, totals 216.5. 57% is leaning toward Detroit. 83% is shaded toward the under. And at the moment, Cleveland is plus 200 for some money line cash. Now, Cleveland has Kevin Love, who is listed as out for today's action. The Cavaliers are 4-2 straight up in their last 6. They're also 4-2 against the number in that same category. Cleveland ranks 7th in home defensive rebounding. They also rank 9th. Is that 9th or 7th? 9th in shooting the 3-ball. Cleveland is led by Jordan Clarkson, who's scoring 17 points per contest. And Tristan Thompson is bringing down 11.1 rebounds a game. Detroit, on their side of things, they're covering just 37% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. They're also just 2-4 ATS in their last 6 on the road. Now, when it comes to scoring, Detroit is 10-4 to the under in their last 14 when traveling. I'm going to lead toward the home dog in this matchup here. Give me Cleveland +6 and the under 216.5 in that matchup there. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to once again welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Saturday's NBA, college basketball, and NHL action. But before we go ahead and move on, just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We give out a couple daily plays on that website. They're personal plays of mine that I personally have action on, and I just let you know who I have action on. You can access my current record on that website right now. That's a part of that free content. You don't even have to sign up for that. All you got to do is go to the description section below, click the link. It is patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a couple of seconds. The link is in the description section below once again. And if you are a current patron of mine and you're currently watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and hop right back into some more lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Magic at the Pacers, 7 o'clock tip-off in Indiana. The Pacers are -4.5, totals 210 and a hook. 62% are leaning Indiana, 52% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, the Magic are +160 on the money line. Now, Evan Fournier and Wes Iwundo they're both listed as questionable for Orlando tonight. Meanwhile, on the Indiana side, Evans and Sabonis are both listed as questionable as well. So, not really sure if any of those guys are going to play in that matchup. I'd be surprised if one of them see some action, but all 4 of those gentlemen all listed as questionable. Now, Indiana is 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. They've also successfully covered the number in 6 out of their last 7 on their home court. They're being led by Bogdanovic, who's scoring 17.4 points per contest. The Pacers also rank first in points allowed at home. They're allowing just 99 points per contest on their home court. Now, Orlando on the other side, they're just 6-12 straight up in their last 18 on the road. They're also covering just 47% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. And when it comes to the scoring, Orlando's just 40% to the over on the road, 0-2 to the over in their couple of games, taking on Indiana this season. Meanwhile, the Pacers, just 10 out of 32 games got over the line at home for them. Wow, unbelievable. I'm going to purchase a half a point, slide it down, and take the Pacers -4 and the under 210.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Nets at the Heat, 7:30 tip-off in Miami. Miami's -4, totals 220.5, 56% are leaning Brooklyn, 80% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Nets are +150 on the money line. Now, we have Dragic, Johnson, Whiteside, and Kelly Olynyk all listed as questionable for the Heat tonight. Miami's also dropped 6 out of their last 7 at home. They're also just 1-6 against the spread in that same category. Brooklyn on the other side, 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 when traveling. They're also covering 63% of their games on the road overall for the year. So once again, Brooklyn 7-1 against the number in their last 8 on the road. They're covering 63% of their games away from home overall for the year. They're being led by D'Angelo Russell, who's scoring 21 points per contest. Jared Allen's also bringing down 9 rebounds a game on average for Brooklyn. Now, total-wise, the Nets are just 37% to the over in their games. That tipped off at the current posted total. I'm going to lead toward another dog in this one. We went straight chalk last night. I got some underdogs in the mix here today. Give me Brooklyn +4, getting the job done on the road, and the under 220.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Grizzlies at the Mavericks. That is going to be an 8:30 tip-off in Dallas. The Mavericks are -5. Totals 211.5. 66% are leaning Dallas. 75% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, the Grizzlies are +170 for some money line cash. We have Bradley and Rob listed as questionable for Memphis, and Anderson and Jackson are listed as out for the Grizzlies. Now, Dallas on their side of things, Hardaway and Burke are probable for tonight. We'll probably see them in action, probably some limited minutes there. Dallas is 21-10 against the spread on their home court. The Mavs are also ranking 6th in home points allowed. They're allowing just 106 points per contest on their home court. They're also ranking 5th in the NBA in defending the 3-ball at home. Now, Dallas is led by Luka Doncic, who's dropping 21 points per contest. He's also gathering 7.3 rebounds a game. This Dallas team is covering 67% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. Now, Memphis, on the other side, it's kind of feast or famine for them. They're just 9-18 against the number as the official road underdog. So out of 27 games in that category, they've only covered 9 of them. 9-18 ATS as the official road underdog. They also rank dead last in the NBA in scoring. They're averaging just 100 points per contest. Now, total-wise, Memphis is 4-2 to the over in their last 6. Dallas 4-2 to the over in their last 6 as well. Give me Dallas -5. And the over, 211.5. Hey, babe, I took it over.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? 1 over. That's unbelievable. All right, next game. Warriors, 76ers. And that is going to be an 8:30 tip-off in South Philly. Golden State -5, total 236.5. 79% leaning toward Golden State. 51% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, the Sixers are +175 on the money line. Now, Golden State has Iguodala, Thompson, and Looney all listed as questionable for tonight's action. Meanwhile, on the Philly side, Marjanovic and Embiid are definitely out. Those guys have been out for the past couple of days. Now, Philadelphia, regardless of the injury, they're 6-2 straight up in their last 8. Their offense is averaging 119 points per contest on their home court at the Wells Fargo Center. That ranks 3rd in the association. Philly's led by Tobias Harris, who's dropping 22 points per contest. Jimmy Butler's right behind him at 19 points a game. And they're being led in the rebound category by Ben Simmons, who's bringing down 9 boards a game. Now, Golden State, on their side of things, they're covering just 22% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. They've also dropped 3 out of their last 4 straight up. And they're just 1-8 against the number in their last 9. Now, total-wise, Golden State 75% to the under in their last 4. Philly 9-3 to the under in their last dozen. I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me the 76ers +5 and the under 236.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Thunder, Spurs, 8:30 tip-off in San Antonio. The Spurs are -3.5, totals 223 and a hook. Paul George is listed as doubtful for OKC tonight. And speaking of OKC, they've been horrible against the number as of late. 0-5 against the spread in their last 5. 1-4 straight up in that same category. OKC is just 6-10 against the spread, taking on teams between 450 and 550. They rank 22nd in the NBA in defensive rebounding. Now, San Antonio, on their side of things, they rank 2nd in home field goal percentage. They're shooting 49% from the field at home. They also rank 1st in home three-point shooting. They're shooting 43% from downtown. on their home court as well. They're led by DeMar DeRozan, who's dropping 22 points per contest. LaMarcus Aldridge is right behind him with 21 points per game on average. And when it comes to scoring, San Antonio's 12-3 to the over in their last 15. OKC 5-2 to the over in their last 7 when traveling. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take San Antonio -3. And the over, 223.5. Hey, babe, I took another over. 2 overs in a row. Can you believe that? Unreal. All right, next game. Aiden, little baby. 2 overs in a row. Did you hear that? No, okay. Oh, he's taking a poop. Okay. He's pooping in his diaper. All right, next game. New Orleans at Denver, 9 o'clock tip-off in the Mile High City. There you go. He's excited now. Denver's -13, totals 234. 58% are leaning Pelicans, 53% shaded toward the under. And at the moment, New Orleans is +820 for some money line cash. Here's the reason why. Anthony Davis ruled us out, and they're pretty open about that being for rest purposes. For Denver, Lyles is also listed as out for them. Regardless, though, the Pelicans just 2-6 straight up in their last 8 taking on Denver. So if you're into historical trends, they haven't played Denver all that well. And obviously, it's very tough playing in the Mile High City. Denver is 27-5 straight up on their home court, 22-10 against the spread in that same category. They're led by the Joker. I'm talking about Jokic, who's dropping 21 points per contest. He's also bringing down 11 rebounds per game. And right behind him is Murray, who's scoring 18 points per game as well. Now, Denver ranks first in defensive rebounding. They also rank first in home offensive field goal percentage. They're shooting 49% in the Pepsi Center. Just absolutely lights out shooting at home. Now, total-wise, Denver's 6-1 to the under in their last 7. New Orleans 2-1 to the under in their 3 games, taking on the Nuggets. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean very chalky, a very square play here. I'm going to lean Denver -13 and the under 234 in that matchup there. It's almost like he knows we're talking about basketball right now. Unbelievable. The baggy ball. All right, next game, Bucks at the Jazz. 9 o'clock tip-off in Utah. The Jazz open -2, up to -2.5. Totals 218 and a hook. George Hill is listed as questionable for Milwaukee. Meanwhile, on the Utah side, Ricky Rubio is listed as questionable, and Raul Neto is listed as out for tonight's action. Now, Utah ranks 26th in free throw percentage. Not very good from the stripe. They also rank 20th in home points scored. Utah has failed to cover in 6 out of their last 12 that tipped off at the current point spread. They're also covering just 46% of their games, taking on teams over 550. Now, Milwaukee on their side, they've been just absolutely outstanding this year. They're covering 80% of their games as the official road underdog. They're also 19-2 straight up in their last 21. No surprises here. They're being led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, who's dropping 27 points per contest. He's also hauling in 13 rebounds a game on average. And right behind him, Chris Middleton, who's scoring 17 points per game as well. What was that?
What happened?
That didn't sound good.
What happened?
Did he vomit? Anyway, baby's vomiting, poop in his pants. Scoring-wise, Denver 6-1 to the under in their last 7. New Orleans 2-1 to the under, taking on Denver. All that said and done, it's a lot of points to lay, but I got to do it. Give me Denver -13 and the under 234 in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for the show. It is going to be Lakers-Suns. 9 o'clock tip-off. Hit his head. 9 o'clock tip-off in Phoenix. The Lakers are -6.5. Totals 232 and a hook. 79% are leaning Lakers. 80% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, Phoenix is +220 for some money line cash. Now, Phoenix failed to cover in 5 out of their last 6. They've also lost 18 out of their last 19 straight up. They've just been absolutely horrible this year. Tankapalooza 2019. The face of it is the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix is also just 4-12 against the spread, taking on teams between 450 and 550. They rank dead last in offensive rebounding. Now, the Lakers on the other side, although they haven't been all that great, they are 3-0 against the spread taking on Phoenix this season. They're also 5-4 against the spread in their second of a back-to-back. The Lakers are led by LeBron James, who's scoring 27 points per contest. He's also bringing down 9 rebounds a game. Then right behind him is Kyle Kuzma, who's scoring 19 points per contest as well. This Laker offense is scoring 113 points per contest away from home. They do rank 4th in the NBA in road offensive rebounding as well. Now, total-wise, the Lakers are just 1-8 to the over in their second of a back-to-back this season. Phoenix just 33% to the over in their games at the current posted total. I'm going to purchase the hook, slide it down, and take the Lakers -6 and the under 232.5 in that matchup there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into some college basketball. We got a nice Saturday slate, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at 4 games and narrow it down as the nephew is singing SpongeBob in the background. All right, let's go ahead and get started with Kentucky at Tennessee. 2 o'clock tip-off at Tennessee. The Volunteers open the betting as the 2.5-point favorite. Total open 141.5. And since that one opened up, we're seeing a little bit of money on Tennessee when it comes to the spread. We're also